Hey, what is up, my tricksters? It's your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero back again. Today, guys, we're going to be doing a viewer-requested video. This is going to be coming from the Death Machine from Twitter. So he asked me to do a Dinosaur deck profile with a twist. I'm sure the thumbnail gave it away, or gave some of it away. And we're going to talk more about that when we get to the deck profile. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys, if you want to support the channel, the best ways you can do that is to subscribe, like the video, also check out the top link in the description. It's going to lead you to your playmats link, and that's going to give you 10% off clicking that link at anything in that store, and you can get custom sleeves and mats, or you can use code BENT10YP at checkout. And they have some really cool stuff. The sleeves are grade A quality. I really enjoy mine. They make me uber happy because they have my logo on the back of them, and that's just... oh. It might help if I had them the right side up. That's alright. And you can also check out my Teespring. We have merch. We still got the dinosaur stuff that's up. If you're a big fan of the Dino deck, my merch is definitely something you should check out. That'll be the second link in the description. By the way, guys, if you were hoping to get the Prank or Treat shirts, where it was the prank kids wearing Halloween costumes, unfortunately, those were taken down off of the market. So maybe next spooky season. Maybe next spooky season. Anyway, guys, let's check out that replay footage and see this interesting Lost World deck in action, and then we'll talk about it in the deck profile. Anyway, guys, that was the replay footage for my Dinosaur deck with this requested extra deck monster. I was also requested to use a very specific spell called Oradora of Fate. Basically, you pay 1,000 life points, you target a face-up monster on the field that you control, and until the end phase of your opponent's turn, it has 1,000 extra attack, and then if it destroys a monster in battle, you apply this effect, where you reveal the bottom card. If it's a dragon, a dinosaur, or a sea serpent, or a worm monster, you get to draw a card for every 1,000 attack it has, and you get to just, you know, and you gain 1,000 life points for each drawn. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This card isn't bad, and it does it. If you get the right, if you are lucky or you have the right setup, this card does indeed. With the right, like I said, with the right setup, this thing could give you a lot of pluses and could definitely give you a lot of life points. However, my experience with trying to build the deck with this, to be honest with you guys, is just not likely gonna get it. In fact, the one time I did actually get it, the most of the card effect to resolve, I never had a dinosaur or a worm monster at the bottom of the deck that had enough points for it to matter. So, like, every time I would reveal a dinosaur, it was one of the baby dinosaurs, and so that was it. Just didn't help. So I decided to cut it out completely, and that may change in the future. So feel free to test with it. Maybe I'm just the unlucky one, but yeah. So instead, I chose to hyper focus on Trackblack here, Trackblack, and use this card. Now, this card is very unique because it's 2 effect monsters, and you target a monster that you control that this card points to, and then during the battle, any time that monster destroys another monster in battle, you draw a card. So the combo with Trackblack here is basically you want to be able to summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and have resolve something like Dark Ruler no more. So basically, because you can't take the game anyway, the best part about this is that you'll just get to draw your resources, more resources. So that when it is your opponent's turn, even though you didn't really get to do any damage, when it gets to your opponent's turn, you'll be able to out-resource them, and that means in the next turn, you can take them out. So that's kind of the appeal there, and then the rest of it is basically a standard Lost World Dino deck, as far as I can come up with one. So you got your Cyframe driver. This is the brick. This is part of your Gamma package here. You got your triple Tyranno. We got the True Kings here. These are just to help blow up babies or you know, be non-dinosaurs for the pill. Overtech, that's just mostly building off of old habits. I mean, I'm sure most dinosaur players will tell you it'd be better to just play with double Ammonidorn, but I chose to just go with Overtech, go 1 for 1, because that's what I personally have, so that's why. Then you got Dino Wrestler Pankratops, Giant Rex, Miscellaneousaurus, and then of course you got your triple Oviraptors, Ash Blossom, because unfortunately it's still the stupidest, most powerful hand trap in the game, in my opinion. We still got we got to play the Gammas because, you know, that's the point of playing the driver. This was a recent addition because I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and have a more effective hand trap, as well as like we threw in the Lambda here. You got your babies, Ammonidorn to get to pill, Feather Duster for heavy back row, because this is going to be a going second deck, so you're going to need any advantage you can get. And then we got the Dark Rulers, Upstart, so we're playing with 39 cards. Terraforming to get to Lost World or to the Diagram, which is going to let us get to our True Kings. Foolish, it's mostly just for Overtex and maybe like Giant Rex. Called By, so we have, like, you know, basically Called By between Gamma, Miscellaneous, and Called By, we are really well protected from hand traps. And then of course you got your Diagram, pops a baby, get you a True King, maybe pop more babies, keep going. And then you got your Lost World, which is just standard, you know, protection plays with Oviraptor. All right, now we got to go to the extra deck, which is the most important part. You got your Link Karibo, and then you got your Trackblack. I think if you play this card in other variants of the Dinosaur deck, you might be taking something else out to play this card. Like, I typically play Dino Shadal. If I get this card, I may very well just not play Pentastag and play this instead, because drawing more resources just kind of seems just really crazy, and the deck already can do a lot of damage without necessarily having to do piercing. Then we got your Lambda here. This is just 2 monsters. Any 2 monsters will make this card, and it's really good. Lets us actually use our Gammas while we have monsters, which I really appreciate. Then we got our Nightmares, just kind of standard spot removal. Then you have Crusadia Evermax. Just, you don't have to play this. This could have been any rank 4. This could have been Borosaur Dragon, the bigger code, the rank 4 Code Talker monster whose name is escaping me right now. I don't know why. Extra Code Talker or whatever. This could have been anything that you need. The Timeless is a must-have. This is a Pot of Greed. This is a Graceful Charity on legs. This is a must-have for this deck. We got your Tornado, your Dolka, and your Logia. Like I said, these are standards. And then, of course, we have Vespenato, which is basically just, oh, we used up our materials, make this. And then if it dies, it's potentially another Oviraptor. And then we have our, in this one, I decided to play the Sacred Tree Beast, Hyperton. And the reason why is in the off chance our two True Kings were on the field at the same time. Figured it would make a decent negate. This never came up. Most of the time it was fine just to have these 2 guys on the field ready to fight and do damage. And then, of course, we got our Gustav Max for burn damage because we are playing triple of the big Tyranno, which, you know, you can do burn damage. And then, of course, we got the 1 Cyframe Lord Omega, and that's just in the off chance that we actually got to keep the driver and the Gamma. That doesn't happen too often, in my experience, but in the off chance you do get to keep it. Making this card is really good. Also, if you're up against the Dogmatica stuff, you can send this card to the graveyard and then the other extra deck monster and then spin them both back, and then it's like you didn't lose anything. So that's kind of just a little fun thing happening there. The sideboard is just other cards you could either play, cards I need to talk about, or like your standard sideboard cards. So here's what I'm going to do. These are just cards I thought about playing here. And I had to talk about. These cards are all your actual sideboard cards you probably should have just in this deck in general, because you can take out Dark Ruler No Mores if you're up against a lot more of a heavy back row set type of deck. And Lancia's just seems to come in and out of the format. So anyway, guys, that is the viewer requested Dinosaur Lost World Dino deck that plays Trackblack, because this is the more viable card. I actually can't wait to see what other decks can do this, because there are more decks out there that have monsters that can attack multiple times. So it's not just Tyranno that can do it. There's Cyber Dragons, and now Blue Eyes have it. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other decks out there that I am not remembering that have multiple attackers. But yeah, multi-attackers plus this is going to equal, like, you know, it's going to be a long form Pot of Greed, but I think it could be worth it. Just being able to attack multiple monsters and draw. I mean, like, literally in one of the replays you guys saw, I literally drew almost 5 cards or something, or I did draw 5 cards. So that's, I wouldn't be, to be honest with you guys, I won't be shocked if Trackblack gets on the ban list at some point. Like, I don't even know what rarity this monster is going to be yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a higher, I just have a feeling it's going to be a higher rarity card. I haven't looked into anything about it, to be honest, so I don't even know what it is in the OCG. But I'm excited to hopefully get my hands on it. It seems like it's going to be a really helpful card for like I said, decks with multi-attacking monsters. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I am your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.